Keaton, he goes by KT Thomas, Northeast Mississippi Junior College or Community College, joins us on 365 Sports, committed to Baylor over the weekend, and Arkansas, West Virginia, Mississippi State, and others very much involved. KT, thanks for your time. Just texting you back and forth. It's the first time I've actually spoken to you, but texting you back and forth, it seems like you have one hell of a personality. How much of that do you bring to the table playing the game of football?
Yes, sir. Great question. First of all, thank you for having me in. Man, you know, football is one of those games where you kind of just got to let it all out. To be honest with you, off the field, I'm a pretty quiet kid. I like to fish, hunt a little bit, you know, chill with the guys, go to the beach every once in a while, true Florida boy. But on the field, man, I get crazy, you know. I like to let it all out, you know, bark at some folks every once in a while. I mean, you have to. It's a part of the game, and I feel like bringing that to the table at Baylor will definitely get the young guys' blood flowing and maybe, you know, reignite that spark in some of the older guys who maybe haven't had that in a while.
KT, what was the draw of playing for Dave Aranda in Baylor? What was the thing that put you over the finish line to committing here?
Yeah, so first of all, I mean, if you don't know about Coach Dave Aranda, then you don't know football too well, right? I mean, he has developed numerous guys everywhere he's been, and they all are dominant at the next level. And so for myself, still being pretty new to the position after switching from safety, like, man, that's what I need. That's what I'm looking for. You know, his knowledge, his player development, the skill set that I bring to the table, and then the skills that he can apply to me to help me be the best linebacker I can be. I mean, it was a no-brainer. And then when we talked, I mean, of course, besides football, we just talked about life, and he's an amazing guy. You know, he's known as this Zen master type of guy, but man, he's hilarious when you get around him, and you can see how happy he is to be in Waco and how much he truly loves the program and his players, and that reflects on the coaching staff as well. I mean, all the guys there themselves, they're themselves this weekend, and I love that. My family loved that, and it was a great time. So, man, when I got that feeling, I knew it was God, and I knew it was telling me this is where I have to be.
Keaton, I know a lot of coaches probably sell that it's bigger than football, but did you get a sense from Aranda and just the staff about their person over player mantra that is a real deal type of a thing, and it's not just a tagline or a sales pitch?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. We rarely talked about that because you could feel it. Like they didn't have to emphasize person over player. You could feel person over player. But the greatest part about that is my host was Carl, and man, he's a great kid. And when we were talking, I could feel how genuine he was and how much he loved the coaching staff for not only just saying it, but doing that with their actions. Their actions spoke louder than their words. And so the whole time we may be talking about person over player once, because you could feel that there was person over player. You could feel that when you are who you say you are off the field, it translates to on the field, right? Just consistency and loving ball and keeping your head on right and doing the right things the right way, right? And I'm a firm believer in when you put good into the world, good will come back into you. And so just being around people who have that same mindset, I mean, it's awesome. There's nothing better than it.
You mentioned Coach Aranda and his background. Also, obviously, C-Rob, Coach Robinson, with what he does at linebackers and others. They need you. Baylor needs some playmakers on defense. Is that what you were told too?
Yeah, so as much as they need me, I need them. So it's not transactional. It's very mutual. And so, yeah, like you were talking about his resume. So my mom is she's from Louisiana. So I grew up an avid LSU fan. So, you know, when I finally got to see him in person, it was a full circle moment. You grow up watching a coach and watching the clips of him, you know, changing guys' lives and turning them into elite specimens. And so just getting in front of him and having the one-on-ones and shaking his hand and, you know, just learning more about him in a more intimate atmosphere, like, it was the best thing ever. I had a smile on my face the whole time.
So you mentioned some of the guys that he had. You're a linebacker. Is Devin White the one you look to the most, or is there somebody I'm leaving out in that discussion?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I mean, Devin White, Patrick Queen, Terrell Bernard, just to name a few. Like, shoot, T.J. Watt. So I mean, he had them all types of sizes, speeds, different body types. different skill sets. And so I think that that's even greater than just a name, is that you look across the board, all his guys had a multitude of skill sets. All of them couldn't run, some couldn't run. Some were big, some were small. Some were really great tacklers, some were just, I know how to get a guy down. Some were great covers, and then some were great blitzers. So just seeing how he's trained and developed a variety of guys, like, I mean, with my skill set, I feel like he could do that easily.
KT, you touched on it in the conversation you guys have had. What was kind of the message overall from Aranda and the staff as far as what they expect of you, what they see from you, and kind of moving forward, what they're expecting?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So he compared me to a couple of guys he's seen in the past, just like coverage ability and speed wise, similar to Devin White, and then just body type and kind of how we both shoot gaps downhill, Terrell Bernard. And so to be honest with you, they don't have a 100% comparison on me, because my play style is very instinctual. When I feel something, I feel it. I shoot my shot, right? When I don't play with my brain, I play with my heart. So when my feet move, my heart moves. When my hands punch, my heart punches. And so with that being said, they just want me to come in and be myself, come compete, earn the spot, of course. Nothing will be given to me. And just, get around the guys and be myself and be a great leader as well. I feel like, I've also learned that some of these guys just need a voice. And I don't always have to be the loudest guy in the room, but just know that I care about them, and that, we're working to be great, and I can feel it, and it's going to be a great year.
What about watching? Have you watched film of Terrell Bernard? And I'm not trying to compare you to him. He was an All-American. Obviously, Baylor hopes that you are anything close to that. But how much does that come into play most recently, a 2021 season?
Yeah, so I've watched a good bit of tape of him. And, I mean, dude's phenomenal, right? All-American, and then he's dominating up in Buffalo. And, I mean, the coach and I talked about it. JUCO's over. So I'm coming in with a fresh start. I'm hungry. I'm humble, and I just want to be the best that I can be. And hopefully that is All-American and getting a chance at the league. But this is just the beginning, and it's going to be the next chapter for me and my family. And I told him, the only thing I'm going to promise is you're going to get the very best out of me every day, full effort, full speed, no matter what it is, on and off the field. And that's what I aim to be.
Sounds like he's got a full throttle motor.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. KT, how did JUCO make you a better player? It's not the route that people talk about the most anymore because the transfer portal's there, but it is a very valuable part for guys who can come in and develop it and then get their opportunity. How did it help you become a better player?
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm sure at least everybody on this podcast has definitely watched Last Chance U. It's hard. It's hard. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and say it was easy, because it wasn't. You come in, you're slap in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi. But I'll tell you what, like, being there and being in that community, it was awesome. Like, it's very religious, similar to Baylor, and the people around it really support the school and the guys, because for a lot of us, it's our last chance, and it's very easy to go left, and it's very hard to go right. And so being there and being with Coach Greg Davis and Coach Cannon and Coach Shell and Coach Campbell on the defensive side of the ball, like, there was nothing to do but go up in my eyes, right? You can be focused because you're in the middle of nowhere. There's not too many distractions. The school is right next to the dormitory, so if you ever have questions for a teacher, it's maybe less than a minute or walk away. And then you get to play ball. Like, you get to compete against guys who are hungry. And not even just hungry, but starving, because this is it. This is their last shot. And I think what a lot of people don't understand in JUCO is that you play all types of level of competition. Mm-hmm. You can play from elite, under-recruited SWAT guys all the way up to SEC type of dudes who bang with the best of them. And so I think just having the opportunity to come out and show my skill set and compete with a great group of young men again, like, there was nothing like it, And so picked up some of that Mississippi slang too, but yeah, it was awesome.
KT, I went to a junior college. I didn't play football and was not an athlete, but I get what you're saying. It's a great place to go, kind of get your bearings, both academically, athletically, if that's your opportunity. I went to Tyler Junior College many years ago. But I love the guys that get a chance to come and play at whatever school it might be, from Northeast Mississippi or somewhere else. Your father, Ed, played in the NFL, Georgia Southern. Also, your mother, you mentioned from New Orleans, is what? From Georgia Southern. And they obviously must have met in college, the role models and what they've meant for you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So, man, it's just, and I always tell them it's such a blessing to have them in my life. You know, my dad from a small little town, Thomasville, Georgia, came from nothing, right? And made something great of himself. And so he's always instilled in me that hard work will beat anything. Now, you're not always going to win because of your hard work, but just working hard and having that competitive edge and being humble about it, good things will come your way. And so, man, my whole life, like, it's like I said, it's been a blessing to be able to look up to both of them and just watch them chase their dreams. I mean, my mom, she was a teacher, and I always remember this because my dad would always push her to be greater because she could impact. She's one of those people that when she loves you, she loves very hard, and she's determined to make you the best. And so I say that I was maybe in second grade, and she quit teaching to go pursue nursing. And I used to watch her, you know, cry at 1 a.m. because of how rigorous it is to become a nurse. And she would study for days straight. I mean, there were times where I would barely see her, but I knew she was working hard to chase her dreams. And, you know, just being at a young age and seeing that, and then seeing how successful she is now, being a NICU nurse, like, man, it's just, I know anything's possible. When you put your mind to it and you're determined, you can make nothing you can make nothing into something real quick. And so I'm a firm believer that when you believe in yourself and work for something, you can get anything. And it's just them doing that has showed me, and that's why I believe in myself and other guys who are similar so much.
Stacey Kelly, let's see. Mistros, Mistyros. These are either friends or families. Vonetta Flowers are in the chat, loving what you're saying. They know you pretty well, giving us even more information about you as a player and a person. Any of those names ring a bell?
Yes, sir. Yeah, shout out to them. That's auntie in there, beloved friends. Really, my friends are like my family. But yeah, man, they're great people. They've all had some really good impacts in my life. It's just like I said, it's a blessing to have them.
All right. Now, I want to know about your brother. He's what, 13 or 14 years younger than you? Is it Cruz? Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So Cruz Thomas, we have a 15-year split. So, man, he's a character, but man, we don't skip a beat, right? He'll come in whenever I get a chance to come home, wake me up early, bother me or whatever. So I'm like, okay. Next morning, it's Saturday. You know he doesn't have school, but I still tell him he has school. Get him up real early, get out the door, and then he doesn't have school. So, but yeah, man, he's awesome. I love him. It's been a blessing having him in my life. I think we always talk about this and how the house was going to get real quiet soon. But man, when he was born, it was like another light shone through the doors, and man, it's just been nothing but a blessing. I love my little brother so much. You know, and another reason why I do this is for him. Yep. I want to be the greatest role model I can for him and show him that chase your dreams, man. Do whatever it is that you love, because one day, you know, he's going to be a dad to somebody. He's going to be my little brother forever, but eventually he's going to be, bigger than that, right?
Yep.
So, but, yeah, man, I love him, and I'm excited to see where the future takes us.
DeValio Anderson. I hope I said that right. DeValio Anderson. Yes, sir. Keaton on the chat. It sounds like a lot of people are excited. It sounds like a lot of the Baylor fans who've been listening to you, and not just about football, who you are and what a lot of life means to you, are excited. You went to West Virginia, then went to JUCO. They were a part of the mix in Arkansas, Mississippi State. In the end, and I'm sure West Virginia is a place you knew since you were there, in the end, Craig brought this up about Dave Aranda and his role. What was another part of the decision to play at Baylor and you had other good football teams wanting you to play for them.
Yeah, so another great question. Obviously, Baylor is very, very religious based. It's a Christian community, and I love that. I tell people all the time how much I used to struggle with my faith a little bit when I had some tough injuries and things weren't going my way. And I used to always ask why. But why means a lot of things, you know. Who helped you, right? Who hurt you? And then when you think about it, it's really always both. But then I thought about the who helps you piece, and I started counting all the people who helped me in my life, and the first one I could think of was God. And, you know, like I said, going to Northeast and getting a chance to reignite that flame has been amazing for me. I think I've always thrived in Christian communities because you feel it a little more. It hits your heart a little more. And so that was definitely a big factor. I mean, like, it's a beautiful place. I had a great time in Waco. The food's amazing. The people are amazing. It's just, I don't think I could see myself anywhere else. And obviously, I really do appreciate everybody in this process who has offered me and shown interest in me and believed in me. But, man, when you get that feeling, I mean, you know, probably when you got married or when you had your first child, like, you just know that's the place. That's who you're meant to be with her. That's where you're meant to be.
KT, well, it's been I felt like just by our text messages you had a heck of a personality. There's no doubt about it, and obviously a heck of a football player as well. When do you arrive on campus? Is it the middle of January? When are you going to be here?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so it'll be sometime in January. I don't know yet, but I'm excited. I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to talk with the guys and then get after this thing. I can feel it. We're going to do something great. And I'm excited.
Thank you very much, KT. We appreciate your time. Keaton Thomas, Northeast Mississippi Community College, a part of the show here on 365 Sports.